Readmore Hamilton 1-4 Celtic Robertson Edouard Shine comfortable win Hamilton Woods 4 while their wasn't much he could have done for Celtic's first three, his wrist should have been stronger for Odsonne Edouard's debut goal, which squirmed under him and rolled into the net. Yanis Skondra's 5 showed his usual tenacity and generally did well in his one-on-one battles but, like many of his teammates, he was on a hiding to nothing. Xavier Thomas 3 his attempt at stopping Scott Sinclair in the build-up to the third goal, where he basically turned his back on the attacker, summed up a very poor night. Georgios Saris fell asleep for the opening goal and endured a torturous night trying to stop Celtic's attackers. Says a lot about Hamilton's defensive performance that he was the best centre-back. Scott McMahon 3 the youngster has enjoyed a fine start to his season but this was a night to forget. His failed gamble on a through ball to Roberts started the Celtic pressure that would eventually lead to the opener, while he could have done better at goals 3 and 4 as well. Dougie Imrie 5 put in a determined shift down the left-hand side, which mainly consisted of trying back to tackle James Forrest. Darian McKinnon 7 the only Hamilton player who you could truly say had a good game. He won the majority of his one-on-one battles and never stopped fighting despite the score. Greg Doherty 5 the young midfielder was chasing shadows for most of the night. Ali Crawford 6 had a bit of dig about him and caught Scott Brown and co in possession on a couple of occasions. Delivered a great cross for Aki's goal. Stephen Boyd 5 often picked the right option when he got on the ball, but lacked the explosiveness to do anything of note on the counter. Rakesh Bingham 4 showed his worth to the side with his pace and directness on a couple of early attacks but soon fell out of the game completely. Subs Louise Longridge 5 linked up a bit more than Bingham when he came on. Alex Gogic 6 scored Hamilton's goal by heading into the net from Crawford's corner. David Templeton a little time Celtic Craig Gordon 5 should have done better at Hamilton's goal, coming for a cross and failing to get there, allowing Gogic to score. Mikhail Lustigate the IDNT have much to do in defense, but rather than rest easy he drove forward continually to aid the attack. Jozo Simunovic 8 a confident display despite concerns over his durability on Aki's pitch. He played a terrific through ball for Edouard which led to Sinclair's first goal. Kieran Tierney 7 a solid display from the fullback covering at centre-half. He largely kept it simple in possession. James Forrest 7 by keeping the shape on the right he allowed Patrick Roberts space to go and express himself in the centre. He would have had a couple of assists on another night. Stuart Armstrong 8 scored the opening goal with a confident run and finish from the corner of the penalty area. Was required to battle in the centre more than HES used to, due to Celtic's shape, but did so very well. Scott Brown 7 played a great through pass for Sinclair to score his second. Was partly responsible for Hamilton's goal after failing to track the run of Gogic. Callum McGregor 7 got an assist by playing a simple 1-2 with Armstrong. Despite operating in an unusual role he put in a disciplined and industrious showing on the left. Patrick Roberts 9 a brilliant second debut by the Manchester City loanee. He continually found pockets of space around the Hamilton rearguard and was a thorn in his 60-odd minutes on the park. Picked up an assist with a perfectly weighted ball for Edouard to score. Odsonne Edouard 9 a highly promising debut from the striker on loan from PSG. He showed pace, strength and quick feet throughout. After basically setting up the second goal for Sinclair, he netted the fourth himself. Scott Sinclair 9 the only blot on his copybook was the 2 second-half chances he missed to complete his hat-trick. As usual he was the most dangerous goal threat on the park and took both his goals well. Subsione Hayes 6 had a couple of flashes of skill when he first came on but soon faded into the background. Olivier Nt Cam 7 played with urgency in the centre despite the game moving at a training ground pace. Nibiton 5 another who should have been aware of Gogic's run for Hamilton's goal.